Welcome back, everybody, to In the Trench, In the Zone.
In the zone.
In the Zone.
I apologize. We'll cover some other sports, but football is definitely
Football
the main
is
sport
it
that
right
we're gonna cover
now.
today.
We're 100% back on Instagram and X.
At least on In the Trenches.
Yes.
We're working on the other socials.
The other ones will come at a later date.
Yeah.
We are going to ease back into this.
Yes.
But let's jump into football. We have
before we get into anything, I need to talk about someone.
Yes, you go for it.
Yes,
thank you. This is your man right here.
Since 2010, I've only known one way of football, and that's Pete Carroll football. So for 14 years of my life, basically my whole entire football life, I got to enjoy the most energetic, the most player-friendly, and just any coach that you would die for. I got to enjoy that for 14 years, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, I
got to watch a Super Bowl in my lifetime, which a lot of people can't say. Yeah, so. I got to watch a dynasty get built before my eyes, and thanks to Pete Carroll. And so I just wanted to say I thank you a lot, Pete Carroll, and I wish it would have ended on different circumstances. Wish you could have done what you set out to do and wanted to end it on a bowl win, but you're in an advisory role, and the only way we can do that is get you another one. But like I've said, I just want to say thank you to Pete Carroll. And that hit home.
It was a big a lot of big names.
It was a shock.
Are no longer coaching.
Talk about Bill Belichick.
You got Belichick, yeah, and Pete Carroll.
We want to talk about Nick Saban. We got some Mount Rushmores for sure step down, and it's going to be a different way of football. We want to say thank you to all those guys. We grew up with those guys, and wouldn't be here without him.
I think it's definitely going to be really big in the NFL, but Nick Saban, I think is
big. That's a big one.
What's next for Alabama football?
That's a big one for sure. But those guys, it's so weird. Ever since we've known football, those guys have been coaching.
Yeah, I know. It's like, who's going to be the next Belichick, Pete Carroll,
exactly.
Nick Saban?
I think we'll get into that.
we can get into that, but
we'll definitely get into that for sure. That's on the segment list.
But let's jump into free agency.
Let's do it,
because there's actually one thing I want to say. I love Antonio Pierce.
Okay, so before let's make this make sense. Let's talk about the coaching hires first, and then
we can do that. We can do that.
So I have that. So let's grade them on your scale, and I'm just gonna name. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new head coaches this year.
Okay,
we'll grade them on an F to an A plus.
Okay,
sure.
Okay.
So the first one, Dan Quinn.
I really like what they're doing over there in Washington.
I do. I like it too.
I'm going to give them an A-.
An A-. Wow, that's high.
Well, you see, Dan Quinn has been a phenomenal defensive coordinator.
Absolutely.
And
he's not been a bad head coach.
He hasn't been. He has the thing in Atlanta.
He was in the Super Bowl.
But he was in the Super Bowl. And what they're building there in Washington, I really like. Their GM. What's their GM's name?
The new guy. He's a rookie GM with a veteran head coach. I don't know his name, but
he's been parts of. Who did he come from, man?
It's Patriots, I want to say, or it was.
I thought it was the Niners.
It was the Niners.
Yeah, it was John Lynch. Building a phenomenal team over there. He's got a lot of really good experience there.
So what I got to say, this seemed like a last ditch hire, So because the events following up to it is Ben Johnson pulled out of all head coaching consideration, and then Mike McDaniel got the Seattle job. So this kind of seemed like a last chance, which is not a bad last resort.
No, I really like Dan Quinn there.
I think A- is a little high. I'm gonna give it a B-.
B-.
Just because it seemed like it was a last ditch, and Ben Johnson was linked to that Commander's job since mid-season.
He was about to sign that.
Yeah, and so
honestly, I like my personal preference. I like Dan Quinn over the Ben Johnson.
I understand, but here's where Dan Quinn slam dunked on was his offense coordinator hire. And Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh yeah,
that dude may not be able to be a head football coach, but if you look at his resume as a coordinator,
he's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It's unlike any other.
He's worked with so many.
Let me name you some quarterbacks that he has worked with. Number one, he was the guy that blossomed Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Just want that. He was the head coach at Texas Tech and the quarterbacks coach. He's the reason for all Patrick Mahomes' success, and he gives it out fully.
Well, Patrick Mahomes did get in a really good situation, but he is a very talented player.
Yes, and then Kyler Murray also. This was the 11-5 season where Kyler Murray was an MVP.
Well, Kyler Murray was phenomenal this year once he came back from injury. I mean, they were top 5, and
this was the year that they went 11-5, and he was an MVP consideration. And then he was the quarterbacks coach just recently at USC with
Caleb Williams,
who we will talk about eventually. His resume and his rap sheet's wonderful, and his offense it's great, and it's new. It's so Dan Quinn, I think, slam dunked on that. I would give that higher an A+, but I think overall Dan Quinn B-, which isn't bad. I saw a lot of people I think the average for NFL analysts was like C-.
See, I just don't get that, man. I feel like Dan Quinn, especially what he did, hate on the Cowboys all you want. He was a phenomenal defensive coordinator.
And you will never, as a Seattle fan, you will never hear me talk bad about Dan Quinn because he built the Legion of Boom, and he is a good head coach. And I agree, he went to the Super Bowl. You want to talk about 28-3. He was up 28-3 against Tom Brady.
I think a big reason why people don't like the hire so much is because of the Commanders and how the organization has been in the recent years.
And you got new ownership. I
look past that.
Yeah, you have to now. With new ownership. It's a complete new mind now.
And I think that's a really good restart for the franchise right there with Dan Quinn.
So the next name on this list I'm particularly excited about, Mike Macdonald, defense coordinator for the Ravens, 6-year deal to the Seattle Seahawks. What do you grade that one?
I'm going to give that one an A.
Go ahead to explain.
I think that is a phenomenal hire. What he has done with Baltimore's defense specifically, I'm a Browns fan here, and they had the best defense in the league. The Browns did up to a point, but the Ravens dominated. I mean, they might have lost the AFC championship game to Patrick Mahomes, but they allowed 17 points.
And let me tell you, 0 points in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, an absolute phenomenal. And the craziest part about it is you don't even have like the big names on that defense. I mean, you have some pretty big names.
He resurrected so many guys' careers.
We're talking about
Jadeveon guys Clowney, that were
and then you have the Justin.
Roquan Smith was not doing hot on the Bears. He got that extension. He was doing good. And
he was doing really good, but he's the best linebacker. And, him and Fred Warner are definitely up there for best linebacker. Justin, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm talking about though. I mean, 10. At one point he most sacks in his career. He was really nobody.
Yeah. And then they have what's Oludama Okunwe. He's number 92. It's got that. He's a Nigerian name, but he popped off this season too. I give it an A+. I mean, I think the Seahawks slam dunked on this hire. With
the defense that Seattle has right now, that is probably going to be the best in the league.
Here's what happens. So after Pete Carroll steps down, of course, all Seattle's fans goes to Dan Quinn. Why not? I mean,
that makes sense.
It makes the most sense.
And
as a Seattle fan, I wasn't mad about it. That's who I wanted. I wanted DQ at first because I didn't think Mike Macdonald was a possibility. Eventually, it got cooking up, and now they. So when you look at this defense, you have Jordan Brooks, who they can re-sign. Obviously, you have Devon Witherspoon, who in my opinion is the rookie of the year.
Yeah, probably
in my opinion, and a lot of opinions. And then you have Tariq Woolen, who for some reason people think he was bad this year, but he had a better PFF grade and better overall coverage grade than Sauce Gardner this year. So I don't know where they get that. You have Jamal Adams.
They were both really good this year.
Yes, and you have Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. Quandre Diggs has continued to play phenomenal every year.
I think that personally they need to move on from Jamal Adams.
Well, but here's my thing. That's what everyone said about Jadeveon Clowney. Now you have a dude that can resurrect careers. You let Bobby go. Bobby's done great. I love Bobby. Then you have look at this D-line is what I'm most excited about. You got Darrell Taylor, who was a young stud. He had 7 sacks this year. Then you go on the other side, and this guy's going to be good. Boye Mafe. This guy's going to be a stud. And with him and Mike Macdonald getting that type of
the Ravens D-line was phenomenal.
We led the one thing that the Seattle defense was good at. We led the NFC in sacks. So this is going to be a team that's going to be really good. And who was the defense coordinator hire? Aiden Dourde, who was the defensive line coach for the Cowboys. He's not going to call the defensive plays, but he's going to be the dude sitting there with Boye Mafe every day. And so the culture that he got from Baltimore and he's going to bring to Seattle is going to work well with that Pete Carroll kind of mindset. It's going to be different, of course. And then he slam dunked on the offensive coordinator hire. He got Ryan Grubb, who is the offense coordinator for Washington.
That's right.
They slam dunked on that one. This guy passes 60% of the time, and he's got an efficient run game, and he knows how to rebuild, and he knows how to work with quarterbacks that were broken or didn't work. Michael Penix was a 5th year. No one knows that. He was a 5th year, transferred to UW, and now he's a top 10 pick. And he's an offensive line guy at heart. So a lot of people are going to say that, what about Ken Walker, all this? He's going to run the football, and it's going to be efficient. And he's going to use the weapons that we have, which we have not seen, it's going to be awesome for Seattle. I give it an A+ higher. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I think this is going to because you got to think about it. These head coaches are going to say, okay, well, Dan Quinn, he was 2-14. We don't expect you to make the playoffs. Right. We want improvement. 5-6 wins, whatever. Seattle, we were 9-8.
On the brink of.
Seattle, we were 9-8, and we're right there. We're not here for tanking. We have a young team. We just
there's a lot of games Seattle could have won last year too.
For sure. We were 6-1 in mid-season. People forget this. This is not a team that's ready to tank or anything. Yeah. We're ready to win now and continue that. We want to get back to our own identity of running that football, smashing down your throat, and playing great defense. And that's what I think what they got with this hire, an A+. The next name on the list, another great hire, Jim Harbaugh.
Oh man, I love that hire. I love that hire.
I'm gonna give it an A+ as well.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with you. An A+.
Here's the best part about this: Jim Harbaugh has the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft.
Oh, it's amazing.
And you know who I think he's gonna pick? Brock Bowers. They need a tight end. And then you look at this.
I mean, you have Herbert.
Well, I was sitting there and I was like, okay, who does he pick with the 5th pick, right? Then you look at the roster that he's got to work. Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Corey Linsley on the O-line, Rashawn Slater. Let's go to the defensive side. Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Kenneth Murray, and cornerback definitely. But like, This guy that knows that just wins football games, like that's all he does. Got gifted a roster that should not have the 5th overall pick.
Gifted, that team shouldn't have a head coach opening. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't.
They should be a playoff team
in the divisional round, competing every year,
competing for the Super Bowl.
And they got
that talent.
And I think they got their guy. Their guy, guys, I've watched Jim Harbaugh. Like, this is my prime years. We had to beat this guy to go to the Super Bowl. Was not easy playing that guy. He would get up to extending leads, 23-0, 13-0 on us, and we'd have to come back and win. When you're playing the Legion of Boom, obviously that's what's going to happen. But this guy's tough to play. He's tough to beat, and he's a winner. That's the most important thing.
Just won the college
national championship, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And he's been to countless NFC Championship games. We played back-to-back NFC Championship games in Seattle and 49ers 2013. Like, it was this guy knows how to win, and he has a winning roster right now.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know who he made for hires, but I'm sure he brought over some Michigan guys. Sure, nothing's really going to change. They're going to stick to that zone scheme run, but now he doesn't have J.J. McCarthy at quarterback. He has a dude that he can fucking sling it. He will play action that thing, and he will get so good at hiding that thing. And then it's down the field.
There's a lot of debate where Justin Herbert ranks among quarterbacks, but I honestly think that he is one of the most talented arm-wise quarterbacks in the NFL.
Dude, I feel that AFC West just gets better and better every year. And now Patrick Mahomes has no easy run.
Oh, no.
There is no easy run through Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is a winner, and if he knows anything how to stop a dynasty, it's him.
And the Raiders have a lot to improve on, but the mindset of where they are with Antonio Pierce being their head coach is a lot different than it was before.
Let's hop into it. Grade it.
I'm gonna say I love the guy, so I'm a little biased here. I'm going with an A+. That's the guy they needed.
Okay. Well, that's definitely biased, but I think it's a B+. We haven't seen him as a true head coach in full season, but he did go 6-1. He did go 6-1 in the division.
He beat the Chiefs.
He lost 1 division game, and he had a winning record. I love players coaches. It works.
Realistically, it's probably an A- for me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just love the guy.
Yeah. No,
absolutely. I saw something earlier today. And he might have been on podcast or something, but he was to the media, right? He says that he told his players, hit Patrick Mahomes. I want to get in his head. I want to get physically hit him. I don't care if the ball's out. Touch him.
When you got a dude that's played the NFL and now he's coaching, the players rally around that a little bit differently.
Max Crosby threatened to leave.
Exactly. And here's my thing. How many interim coaches are you going to go through before you finally hire one?
Yeah.
How many good interim coaches have you had?
Exactly.
Well, Rich Piscaccio led him to the playoff berth.
Yeah, that was. I cannot believe they didn't hire him.
That should have been it. The one before that. There was one before that. And I don't know who it was, but he did phenomenal.
Yeah, I know.
And then you hire AP. I mean, if you let AP go, and I think the only reason they didn't let him go is because he got a head coaching another offer from the Titans or in an interview. I don't know if it was an offer, but he got an interview from the Titans.
Well, there was word that he got multiple.
And when you got your player, I think it's as simple as this: when you got your players in the locker room saying, "That's the dude we want to play for."
That's probably threatening to leave. We don't.
It's like you fucked up with Josh McDaniels. That's the dude we want to play for. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Hire the dude, and then he almost made a great offensive coordinator hire with Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
He almost had Cliff.
He almost did have him, man. He pulled out of that. I was like, what?
It is what it is. But I think it's as simple as that. It's the guy saying he wants a B+ for me, and AP, great hire. I'm excited to see what he does.
Oh, yeah.
Tough division, though.
Oh, my God.
So the next one on my list is Raheem Morris, the Falcons head coaching hire. I like it. I think they missed out on Bill Belichick, but I think there was a better hire.
I like the youth in them.
100%, and they're not ready to win in 3 years, which is Bill Belichick's time frame.
Yeah,
so.
and I also like coming out of Sean McVay's tree. Sean McVay is probably one of, if not my favorite head coach in the NFL.
And his tree's good.
Yeah, his tree is very good. He's kind of like Kyle Shanahan. They both have very deep, very good trees.
So I like Raheem Morris. I'm gonna give it a B. I don't think they had a lot of more options, so I think they got the guy that they wanted.
I'll give it a B+.
And he came in at the press conference and they asked him, What excites you about this Falcons team? And he said, that's easy. Drake London and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
So
he knows his players. He knows who
he's going to use the players that he has on the field.
Exactly.
Which doesn't. I know that sounds crazy when we say it. You're like, who the fuck wouldn't use their players that are on the field? His name's Arthur Smith, and I feel bad for any Steelers fan that's out there.
Okay. Well, hold on. Okay. Arthur Smith was an awful head coach, but whenever he was with the Titans, he was Ryan Tannehill.
You weren't going to meet anyone better. You weren't going to meet anyone else that would defend that offense more than me. But here's my thing: it was nothing. It was not because they were passing the football up and down the field.
I know.
Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are probably going to be the top 2 most rushed running backs in the league next year. Be excited for that. You're gonna have a lot of time in possession. For sure.
Yeah.
But
maybe not a lot of points. Well, I mean, you have a whole quarterback situation over there right now too.
You don't need a quarterback when you have Arthur Smith.
Well,
when you have Arthur Smith, you can run the football all you want. He'll put in a tight end at quarterback. He doesn't care. This guy is the most versatile offensive coordinator we have in the league this year.
It's just crazy he didn't use Bijan,
Well, that's how versatile he is. He's going to make you. Y'all paid for
your 4th string that coming off the practice squad is going to be your starter.
Here we go. Yeah.
He's going to do something too somehow.
Yeah, but back to Raheem Morris. You can't talk about the Falcons without talking about that horrible 7-10 stint in 3 years. I'm sorry, but Raheem Morris, good hire. I like it a lot. And this next one is interesting. Kind of out of the blue. Didn't really expect it. Dave Canales, offense coordinator from the Bucs, gets hired by the Panthers.
That was a shocker. But
he's from the Pete Carroll tree. He was the assistant wide receivers coach for 4 years in the Seahawks. I know him very well.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to the Panthers this year to offense coordinate, and now he's a head coach.
I like what he did with the Buccaneers. He turned Baker.
I like what he did with Baker.
Hearing Baker, and Baker really said whenever he got to Tampa is he felt like him again. He felt like when he was with the Sooners. He felt like Baker. He could be his cocky self. And that was because he talked to what's his name again?
Dave Canales,
and he was just like, be you, man. Like don't try to be somebody else.
And you know where that mindset came from?
Mr. Pete?
Up there in Seattle. That's how like everyone was. That's why I talked to anyone that's played in Seattle. They're like, I love playing there. They're like, I got to be myself.
I don't know how he's going to do as a head coach, but I can tell you one thing: he is going to help Bryce Young.
I think
in ways that Panthers fans really would like.
If he can connect with the youth, how Pete did,
mm-hmm.
and if he can bring that mantra to Carolina, I mean, guys, Carolina fans should be excited. I give this one a B. This might be a little biased.
I'm going to give it a C+ because I'm not sure how he's going to do as a head coach.
Neither do I, I really hope he succeeds. But if he can succeed with that mantra of just always compete, which was Pete's competitive, always compete mindset, and if he can let those. That was how Pete really shined. Was he let his players embody themselves? There's a lot. He was like, dude, sometimes I let some fights go on at practice just because I'm that competitive. I love that. It got me fired up. And he's like, oh shit, I gotta go stop that fight.
yeah, I saw that.
So Pete is like, and so if he can bring that mantra to the Carolina Panthers, I mean, you already got a top 10 defense, and you kept Evero, which was the best thing you could have done. You kept Evero. You didn't let him get a head coaching job. That was good. You got to re-sign Brian Burns. J.C. Horn's going to come back healthy. You got Jeremy Chin. So your defense is already kind of set in order.
You also have is it Derek Brown?
Yeah.
He had 100. He had 100 tackles as a D lineman.
Yeah, that's
defensive tackle first to ever do it.
So now you just got to figure out the offense, which isn't bad when you look at it on paper. The receivers are absolutely god awful.
The O line needs help.
You
have young guys at the O line position,
and you don't have your first round pick.
You're
in a tough spot on offense for sure. Because you got to give Bryce Young some weapons.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Thielen's not going to do it.
No, he's not.
Don't get me wrong. I love Adam Thielen.
No,
he's been a reliable receiver, but he's not.
And Miles
that guy,
Sanders is a running back. He cannot catch every football.
Mm-hmm.
But so this seems kind of like the hire. Like, let's see it. Like, obviously this probably isn't going to be the guy that brings the Super Bowl, but let's see what he can do with Bryce Young. So when we do bring in the guy that wants to come take us to the Super Bowl, and we get that roster.
I think you got to give him at least 3 years, though.
For sure.
I think that's
for
definitely
sure. All
the
these guys signed 5 years. All these guys signed 5 years. Besides Mike. Mike got a 6 year because I just want you to know Mike's not going fucking anywhere. So don't even think about it. But all these guys got 5 years. Jim and Mike are the only ones that got 6 years. So I'm excited to see what he does with Bryce. That would be that's what I'm really interesting to see. And so the next kind of big one, Gerard Mayo, second youngest head coach in the NFL. I'm gonna give it a C-.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even interview. I don't know it. I don't know.
I don't like him.
I don't know. I mean, at least he knows he's going to take a quarterback, number 3. Mm-hmm. That's good.
He
was a linebacker. And that's the thing. The Belichick tree stinks. Like Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, and I'm pretty sure those are the only ones.
Yeah, I mean,
the Belichick tree has not been good.
It only exists because of Tom Brady.
It has not been good. And so I'm really scared.
The players love him.
Yeah.
Which that's good.
That's first step in the right direction.
I'm going to give it a C.
And he knows he needs a quarterback. We're in the right direction. We're in the
Mac Jones, man, he ruined himself there.
What's he going to do? Like I don't like that roster's bad. And is he that good of a coach to make that roster like a 7-8-1 team to make people want to come play in New England again?
I don't know, man.
Because you got one pick.
You know what I think? I do think that we're going to see a different approach to the rosters.
Yes, for sure.
It's not going to be a bunch of these really nobody
7th round undrafted
receivers,
white guys.
Somehow the Patriots still end up going to.
What's your name? Do you work at where? Bed Bath & Beyond? No, you work for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, they just go to the local grocery stores and look at.
You look kind of jacked.
We're playing wide receiver. We catch the ball.
You wanted to play professional football before? So, that's good. We're going to see some, actual names. Maybe. Then again, Gerard Mayo could just be Bill Belichick at 37 years old. And that's what I think is going to happen. I'm not a big fan of this hire.
We'll see.
I think the Patriots but if anyone is going to put on the Patriots' downfall, it's going to be me. Because who's the one team that didn't beat the Super Bowl? Us. We gave it to them. So... Last guy on the list, Brian Callahan, OC for the Bengals, goes to the Titans.
I love it.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I think Zach
now, don't get me wrong.
Taylor is the guy that calls the plays.
Now, don't get me wrong. Mike Vrabel should still be the head coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Absolutely.
100%.
What the fuck?
What are you doing? And then he doesn't get a job.
He doesn't get a head coaching job.
Because he's too big.
I don't know.
Because he's too big.
I don't know. What is New England doing?
Oh, my God.
Did they not?
Any team with a head coaching position do it? I would have fired Kevin Stefanski to get Mike Vrabel.
I honestly, if you wouldn't have waited for Mike McDonald and hired Mike Vrabel right away, I wouldn't have been mad.
Oh my God!
I'm not joking.
I would have been happy if we fired Kevin Stefanski and hired Mike Vrabel. I love Kevin Stefanski. With what he did with the team.
Y'all need to go back to this video and you'll have to look at the Ring of Honor speech that Mike Vrabel gives for the Patriots. He says, and put this in mind, he is still the Tennessee Titans' current head coach. He says "we" in that speech about 100 times.
He's a Patriot, dude. That's just how it is.
And then you go and hire Mayo. You can keep Mayo as the DC.
Yeah, dude,
go hire Vrabes.
Oh my God.
Go hire Vrabes. Do you understand?
Go Titans.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah, and then he doesn't get a head coaching job. Commanders didn't call him. Panthers, I love Dave Canales, but what? There's just so many. What's going on,
dude? If I was the Saints,
I would have fired
Dennis Allen. And Mike Vrabel, come here.
Oh my God! How many coaches that shouldn't have a job over Mike Vrabel right now? Dennis Allen, 100%. Sometimes Robert Saleh. I mean, he's on the hot seat, dude. 100%. I mean, as much as I think he's a good head coach, he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, 100%.
Saleh, dude. You want to get real with it? Sean McDermott. What has he done? Besides you can win as much AFC East titles as you want.
Sorry, I was trying to
you can win as much AFC East titles as you want. You go to the divisional round as much times as you want, but you have no Super Bowls to show for it. Mike Vrabel's been farther than Sean McDermott has in his entire playoff career as a 7th seed.
God, dude, it blows.
I mean, there's so many there's not one mediocre team out there that was like, do we pull the trigger? Do we pull the trigger? They thought about it with Bill, but you didn't think about it with Vrabes.
That's just
what the fuck. That's all I got.
I don't know why he got fired. I don't know why he got fired. Whenever I saw that, I was like, what? This has got to be like a meme page or something.
Yeah,
like,
no,
this
there's no way it's real.
No,
Vrabes.
It was Mike Vrabel was fired,
Vrabes
and then I heard the owner talk, and she was like, "We just think we need to start in a new direction." And I'm like, "You were going in the right direction." It's not his fault that he didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah. What do you expect him to do?
Like, let him develop Will Levis.
He said Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis, and Malik Willis. What do you want him to do? He took you to the AFC Championship with Ryan Tannehill.
He was beat the Ravens
and Tom Brady. What? He beat Tom fucking Brady. He beat Tom Brady, the Ravens, and almost beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl.
Unbelievable.
And fire him.
And I think Will Levis was going on the right foot. You got to give him some time to develop. Personally, I love Levis.
Whoever gets Vrabes next year, be excited. Whoever gets Vrabes next year, be excited because there's no way this man will not be no longer head coach for that long. He will be head coach again. That no one's gonna fuck up that next year. I promise.
But did you see the report that people were scared to hire him because he was a big person?
What do you mean by big person?
Like he's just a large human.
He's just a large human.
I'm not even joking. That was a real report that came out.
He's a large
human.
People
were scared to hire him because he was a large human.
He's a large human.
I was shocked. I was like, I guess because he just gets really fired up, you know?
Like, Mike McDonald definitely is on roids. Like, he's not a small guy either.
No, he's not. I don't get it, man.
But that's because when you got the best GM in football. But anyways, yeah, that's our Mike Vrabel rant.
Mm-hmm.
That was stupid.
I love the guy. That was
stupid. So now shall we get into free agency?
Yeah, I mean we can shoot right into it.
Let's see some free agents. I know a couple that are on the Seahawks tracker for sure because of the Mike McDaniel connection.
You know what? We're going to talk about Kirk Cousins here, but did you hear the report that they're not willing to give Justin Jefferson or they're
I saw that
a guaranteed past the first year? I'm like, you got probably the best wide receiver in football.
Hey, buddy,
and you're not going to pay him?
You want to come to Seattle? We'll give you as much guaranteed money as you want. I promise.
I know a team that loves to give out guaranteed money. The Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns love it.
You might own a part of Cleveland.
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy. The Vikings are going to lose their centerpiece, their franchise
because they're
they said
it's not about the money, it's about the structure.
There's no way Stefanski has any say in this. There's no way an offensive-minded guy from Sean McVay's tree is like, yeah, no, we're not giving Justin Jefferson money. He's definitely getting fucked over. Like, really? Like, there's no way. Let's be think. Like, there's no way Stefanski or not
Stefanski. Who is
O'Connell?
O'Connell. Yeah.
There's no way Kevin O'Connell
is like
no way. There's no way.
It's his favorite guy on the football team.
This guy's from Sean McVay's tree, offensive-minded guy. There's no way. Yeah, this has to be just a GM thing. He's just his balls. That's insane. But no, let's talk about Kirk. But who fits Kirk Cousins? Where can Kirk Cousins go compete?
You know, I think
say it.
Damn, that's actually the Dallas Cowboys.
You're crazy. You're crazy. There's no competing in Dallas.
If it wasn't the Cowboys, though, put that roster on a different team. Put Kirk in there.
I'd probably be my favorite team.
They're winning the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they weren't in Dallas,
dude. You know, I don't know. Like that's my thing. Like, what team right now is just what team is that?
Steelers.
What? No.
Nobody knows.
What team?
You got to hear me out here. You got to hear me out. For the Steelers.
Think about it this way.
If Arthur Smith wasn't the OC,
what team is that 2021 Rams that needs their Matthew Stafford? What team is it? That's the team. That's the team you got to look for.
Yeah. No,
what team is it? That's got a good staff, a great roster around them that just needs that veteran leadership to go win a Super Bowl.
You know,
who is your 2021
have a really
Rams?
Big headache right now, I might be able to think. But
who is your 2021 Rams?
Shoot, now I got to go through like the whole NFL. What do you think? I mean, who's your guy?
There's a couple teams that pop up in my mind.
I got nothing right now.
Off of the top of my head. So the first team, I would say, the Jags. I would say the Jags. I think T-Law is good, right? And obviously it would be weird, but they have a really good roster around them.
No, I see what you're saying.
And you see the veteran leadership. That's the first team that pops out of my head. Let's think of some team.
The only thing with the Jags, I just don't think they're giving up on Trevor.
No, okay, that makes sense.
I think that's kind of out of it.
That makes sense.
Dude, I hate to say it, but the Steelers, man.
I just don't is that roster that good?
They have a phenomenal
Is
defense.
Arthur Smith going to utilize?
But Arthur Smith wouldn't do his job very well.
But dude, we're talking.
I don't know.
I just don't see the receivers there. That's not it. That's
Deontay Johnson.
You're missing a big one.
Who is that?
Dude, you're missing a huge one.
George Pickens. Dude, I'm telling you, I 100% am, but I can only think of 3 teams right now.
Well, I can tell you right now the team that he should go to.
You going to Seattle?
The Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Cleveland Browns. I thought about the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns? Why not? Y'all's roster is just right there.
I'll tell you why. Because when you first said that, first team popped in my mind was Cleveland, and I was like, okay.
But what else makes more sense?
I got to think about this.
Who else needs their Matthew Stafford?
And the Cleveland Browns do not have the money to do it because we are paying a man that has played 6, well, maybe a couple more games of football than 6. Not a full season since he's been in Cleveland. $250 million guaranteed, somewhere around that.
So you don't think
$235.
You don't think Stefanski calls Kirk and GM? Who's GM? Joe Brady? No. You don't even know your own GM.
No. This
is guys a fake fucking fan.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's very few thoughts in my brain. God, who's our GM?
Gotta get that one. But anyways, you were telling me he doesn't call Kirk, and they're like, "Hey, we got $11 million in cap that we can give you. We'll give you a 1 year, $11 million."
Andrew Berry. I knew it was Andrew. I couldn't think of his last name.
Come win some games in Cleveland.
Andrew Berry.
We give you.
I'll tell you what. The one guy to do it would be Andrew Berry. He'd be the guy to make it happen.
Let's give you a 1 year, $11 million a year. Come win some games in Cleveland.
I forgot Andrew Berry, man.
Yeah.
I got a massive headache.
Well, let's go through the other free agents. Let's see what's going on.
All right.
We got Kirk, Tan. No one we're talking. Leonard Williams. That's a big one for Seattle to re-sign. $21 million a year is what he wants. Chris Jones,
obviously a huge one.
He's off the board. He got the extension this year. Did he not?
No, he got a 1 year extension. He's a free agent right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, because he wasn't playing on the tag, so they gave him a contract.
Let's say he doesn't go back to Kansas City, which is probably not probable. He probably does go back to Kansas City.
During the parade, he was like, "I'm not going nowhere," and then his agent actually posted on X and was like, "Cut this man off," or something like that. I was like, "No way, his agent said that." So it's really up in the air. I think he goes back to Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City continues being a dynasty without him. He's such a good player.
Their defense is so. I mean, Spags works wonders.
He does. But
Chris Jones is definitely part of that. This one's interesting.
Daniel Hunter. Yes.
Delaney Hunter.
My fault. I'm telling you, man, it's been a rough day.
Daniel Hunter. I like that a lot. He would fit somewhere up north in that Pacific Northwest. I think he would fit real well out there.
So I think
that would be a fun fit. But
what do they do with him? They got an interesting offseason.
Well, he has to be the reason Justin Jefferson isn't getting his money, right? That has to be.
It's not the money. They said it's not the money, it's the structure. So they have the money to pay Justin Jefferson.
They just don't want to.
They just think, he's not a quarterback, so we shouldn't guarantee him passing. What the fuck
did you not? You got hurt. Okay.
Like what? He got hurt and still put up what? Crazy.
This guy, where I would love to see Mike Evans.
I'd love to see him back in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. That's where I'd love to see him.
I would love to see that guy in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
With Shane Steichen.
That's a great spot for
Anthony Richardson, Michael Pittman. Give that guy some weapons, and then you have the run game with Jonathan Taylor. That's a scary offense.
That is a scary offense.
That O-line is good always.
Scary offense.
It's always a good O-line.
But here's the thing. So Mike Evans said, there's reports that he's waiting to decide what he wants to do until the Baker Mayfield situation is done. So because Baker Mayfield is a free agent right now.
He wants to play with Baker.
He said that Baker is the best quarterback. Not the best. You had to play with Tom Brady.
He did play with Tom Brady.
He played with Tom Brady.
He won a Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady.
He did win a Super Bowl, but Mike Evans loved Baker.
I just would love to see him in the Colts.
Mike Evans put up career numbers
in such a winnable division too. I mean, you got that Texans team's going to be a problem, but in about 3 years. That's when it's going to start consistently competing for championships.
Yeah.
In about 3 years.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
And so I think and you got to make a move. Yeah, for sure. And Jacksonville don't count out Jacksonville either. They got a good head coach and solid roster.
Yeah, I don't. Personally, Trevor Lawrence isn't the man for me. But,
yeah, I understand.
Maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Odell, I don't really. He's kind of.
Odell does things every now and then. Whatever team he goes on, he'll play a game and then he'll play a game.
Instagram post. Carl Lawson. Buda Baker. He is getting older. He's 29 years old.
What is that? A club option?
Yes. So I'm assuming that the club has an option.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he probably doesn't make it out.
Yeah, probably not.
Eddie Jackson, he's a little bit older. Jason Kelsey's probably retiring. Randy Gregory, he played decent after getting back with San Fran.
He didn't really play much at all.
Don't know if he'll get 14. Adoree Jackson, definitely not. Davenport, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's a big one. He's not going back to Tennessee.
He's definitely not going back to Tennessee. So who needs that? Who needs that run game? Who needs to solidify that run game to help him make the playoff push?
Dallas Cowboys do. I don't want to see him in a Dallas uniform, but they do need him.
I like the fit.
I think he fits really well.
I would hate it. He's my favorite. How much I love Derrick.
I know we have gone back and forth on Chubb and Henry very many times.
I would hate to see that, man.
But man, that's the fit. That's what if Jerry Jones really wants to make a move, put these guys as real contenders, you shoot a shot at Derrick Henry. Now, will Jerry Jones do that? Because we know he likes the hometown team. He likes to build it in the draft. He really doesn't do much with free agency. But that's the guy right there. Tony Pollard is.
How do you feel about the Buccaneers if they can get back Mike Evans?
If they get back Mike Evans, they won't have the money, man.
What? They're 12-5? He's not going to get 12-5.
I tell you,
he's not going to get 12-5. He's going to get a 9.
He's going to get below 10. The problem with the Bucs is one, how much are they going to pay Baker? Because we know the quarterback market nowadays is
broken,
absolutely fucked.
Has to be at least 20.
It's 25-30 is the range that people are thinking right this second. But you also have the Daniel Jones deal that 44. Throws things way out of proportion. I think he gets close to a Geno deal.
Which is the Geno deal, people don't understand, is very cap friendly.
Yeah.
For the next 2 years, we can cut him and save as much money as possible.
I don't think it's going to be that cap friendly because of his age. He's not as old as Geno.
No.
I think this is going to be more like this is our guy.
Yeah.
But I do think the money wise will be more around the Geno area.
I think so too.
I don't think anyone's going to make the Daniel Jones mistake.
33.
30, 33, 35.
So
maybe.
that's So I'm honestly excited. I'm glad we kept Geno. Yeah. I like that we. Because I think he's gonna do fine. He didn't do bad this year. People are like, oh, just because he didn't have that comeback player of the year season. Like, guys, this is like Geno is not Tom Brady. He had that year.
It's like he had his great year, and
I do think he's a quarterback that if you put him in a position to succeed, that he could possibly make a playoff run.
He can make a playoff run. I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But if you have the team around him that you need, he can do it.
I think so.
What I'm saying?
I think so. And I don't want to make this say good. But
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So.
I am excited to see the Seahawks team this year. That's all I can say.
Derrick Henry, I don't know.
And then there's not a lot of other big ones really. Tyron Smith, he's a little bit older. Josh Jacobs, I think he goes back to Las Vegas.
I think so too.
I think he likes AP.
I think with the new coaching that he will return. I think they're going to pay him what he deserves. I mean, I don't know. This running back room
this running back free agency
is
stacked. Yeah. This running back free agency is like no other. We're talking Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Zeke, DeAndre Swift.
That is
Cam Akers down there, J.K. Dobbins, Kareem Hunt. There's a lot of good running backs.
Kenny Dillon, McKinnon,
Antonio Gibson down there, Dearness Johnson.
Zach Moss,
Marlon Mack. He still got some Rico Dowdle. There, DJ Dallas. No,
that's. But I mean, that's
deep
room, man.
I mean, we're gonna, guys. I mean,
we're gonna see a new.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Derrick. Let's look at this. Derrick Henry most likely doesn't go back to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs, good chance he goes back to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Tony.
So that's
Tony go back to Dallas?
Does he? His production wasn't where they wanted.
Yeah, no, not at all. So did they bring him back to Dallas, or did they give Turpin and Deuce how systematic running back can be nowadays?
Mm-hmm. That's a great. See that I said this. You can go back and probably find it. I said that they needed to keep Zeke.
Yes,
they needed to keep Zeke for Pollard to succeed.
Yep. And he's not a running back one.
He's not. He doesn't need that workload.
This is a bit. I don't think Saquon goes back to New York.
I don't think so either.
I think, dude, he's a good running back, a great running back, even in this NFL. Or being there might change a little bit. Cordell Patterson still showed a little bit in his old age. Zeke didn't do bad in New England. I think you just get him in the right situation, a running game situation, and Zeke succeeds a lot more.
He's DeAndre
Swift. Does he get brought back to Philly? I mean, he was solid.
He was really good.
He was solid, dude.
But does he want to go back?
But that's my thing. I think they need him more than that he needs them.
He needs them. Yeah.
I feel like he was
phenomenal on the lines,
and I think he's a big part of their offense.
As long as he sticks with a running team, I don't know if he would want to go to he could succeed anywhere. Honestly, he's so talented. I've loved DeAndre Swift since he came in the league. Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really deep. You have Dante Foreman, who he was good for when they needed him. Last year with the Bears.
Absolutely. And then J.K. Dobbins down there. I mean, if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's a solid back.
If he can, that has been a big problem.
What is that, two torn ACLs?
Yeah, he is.
That's not good.
Has he even played a full season in the NFL?
No. That's not good. Especially not for running backs. That scares GMs away.
Yeah,
I really running backs.
I really think that one's not going to get paid.
How do you feel about Kareem?
I think the same thing's going to happen that happened last year. I think that this year probably gave him a little bit, but he was good. Man,
Schuster doesn't get hurt. Kareem doesn't get signed.
He doesn't get signed. Kareem's still a free agent.
And then what does that season look like? Imagine y'all had Kareem Hunt.
Nick Chubb, you mean?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, it's Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl. Okay, let's relax. You got 40. You got clobbered on in Houston. That was embarrassing.
Look, man, if our practice squad wasn't playing, it might be a different game. Sorry that we had 11 starters out.
Joe Flacco did not drink enough coffee.
No, he didn't get it. He didn't get 8 hours of sleep. He didn't coffee. No. He was really nervous. No. I love Joe Flacco. I have nothing against him. I really give less of a shit that he lost that game because seeing what he did in Cleveland was amazing to watch.
Comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. I wanted him to, but I'm not even mad. Really, the Browns shouldn't have been there. The Browns should have been
really no.
The Browns should have been 6 and
lost us on a game-winning touchdown. Lost us on a game-winning touchdown.
We had Deshaun Watson would have been a different story. Okay,
you did have Deshaun Watson that game. Oh no, it was DTR and PJ Walker.
PJ Walker, and then Kevin Stefanski says, yeah, we're not going to block on this play. I want you to just throw the ball really deep, which you're really bad at. Just straight to who was it? Love.
Oh yeah, Julian Love.
Yeah. It's just throw the ball.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no, it was a missed block, wasn't it? I think it was a bad assignment there. But
God, I can't wait for football to be back, man.
Oh, I know.
What is the last thing on the itinerary?
I don't know. We can talk about the Justin Fields situation though.
Well, let's talk about it. I think they keep him because I think the assets for this number one pick are too valuable. I mean, what has he done? He's not been in a situation to win. Okay, you can't sit there and just give up on him. I know. Put him in a situation to win. Let's see what he does. And how do we put him in a situation to win? Trade the most valuable number one pick we've had since I can't tell you. Jadeveon Clowney is the last thing that I can remember because that was the last guy that was this guy's so NFL ready. He's gonna be so good out the gate in 2014. Houston didn't trade it.
Yeah, I think him or Joe Burrow's got to be one of those.
Yeah, and Burrow was a lock at one. Yeah, you trade this pick. See what you can do, dude. Call the Giants. Call the Giants. See if you can get 2 1s, Kayvon Thibodeau in a second. I saw the GM actually said that's the trade that should happen there. Or I'd call the Patriots. They're you know what they're planning on? Drake May.
Look, there's a lot of quarterback needy teams in the NFL.
Washington. How aggressive? You got to think about who's at Washington now. Mm-hmm. Cliff. Mm-hmm. How bad does he want the quarterback that he coached in college?
Yeah, he knows how good he is.
Think about that quarterback between your OC quarterback coach relationship is so important. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they get to skip that step.
Yeah, but then
that trust they have between each other already is built and there on preseason week 1.
It's such a difficult position for the Bears to be in because they have this quarterback that they've had and they've not had success. Personally, I don't like their coach very much.
I don't think they've put him in the situation.
I don't think so either. But here's the thing, because if say they do trade away that one pick, Caleb Williams is the next coming of Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
And Justin Fields,
what he's supposed to be,
Yeah. But then it's also you trade Fields. You get Williams. Williams does the same thing as Fields.
I think the risk reward here is just too high. I mean, it's take another quarterback and get a 3rd round pick for Justin Fields. That's what he's going for.
Yeah,
3rd round pick.
I think if I was Seattle,
goddamn it, John Schneider, call the fucking Bears. Make the decision for him. Go send him a 3rd round. If I'm any team with an old court, Vikings, Seattle, Rams. 3rd round pick?
No,
just to fucking try it out.
I want to see Fields in Atlanta.
No, disgusting.
God,
disgusting.
No,
you know, good he would look in a blue and green. I want to see.
I get that. Okay, I
want to see. Dude, you don't understand. Wants to see Mini Russell Wilson in Seattle more than me.
Look.
I want to see Mini Russell Wilson win a Super Bowl in Seattle with Mini Pete Carroll.
Think about that offense in Atlanta, though.
Dude, what offense? Dude, we are not – Ken Walker, JSN, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf.
I don't know. I love the Fields, the Bijan, Drake London.
You keep him. It's that simple.
Oh, it is.
He's
it is
good. It's that you keep him.
No, he's a phenomenal. I mean,
keep him and you trade that pick.
And especially when you have your star wide receiver, DJ Moore.
Go get a running back.
He's saying keep Fields.
Watch this. Go trade with whoever defensive heavy. Trade with Washington. Go get De'Aaron Payne, whoever you want, whatever corner. Whatever they've got all those defensive guys. Go call Washington. Get that number 2 pick. You still get 2 1s no matter what because it's Caleb Williams. And they'll overpay the hell out of him because Clifford's going to be like, I want him. Go get 2 defensive guys that can start and be franchise cornerstones on your roster. And then go sign a running back in free agency. And then the Bears roster all of a sudden is good.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat. They keep Jalen Johnson in corner. I'm sure they have more. I know they have more names than that. Just not thinking of them. Didn't watch a lot of Washington football this year.
Yeah, I didn't either. But they do have some other names.
Whatever.
Wasn't a big Washington fan. I just know that
fans, y'all know who I'm talking about.
Super big on Sam Howell, and then he collapsed.
Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Washington fans, go trade for 2 of him. Give them Caleb Williams. Get their future back because you know they're not going to just turn around and go win 11 games. Get a first round pick next year, and then you continue to do that like you did with the Panthers. You made the right decision with the Panthers. Great job.
Now do it again. Do it again. It's the same situation.
Dude. Keep doing it, and eventually you will end up with a ring roster. It's impossible not to.
Well,
if you continue to have
it's
1,
Chicago.
6, 5, I understand.
You got to remember, it is Chicago.
And then you go sign Pollard or Josh Jacobs or Saquon or Derrick Henry, whoever. Just establish a running game, dude. You can win your division. It's not that good.
The thing that I'm afraid that Chicago will do, they stick with Justin Fields. They do all the things right. Is they have another losing season. And they fire their head coach and go find a new one. Which, don't be wrong,
awful idea.
Probably not an awful idea.
Eberflus is like good, but not like
it has been a cycle.
Yeah,
4 years fired. You have the quarterback. Get rid of him. New quarterback. 4 years fired. It might
go on forever. Who knows? But you got to try something else different. You know the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. The Chicago Bears are insane. 100%. You got to try something different.
Yeah.
But the one thing that worked. You went 7-9 this year. You traded your first overall pick, got assets back, got DJ Moore.
That was big.
You made an improvement. Okay, so let's go back to the chalkboard. Well, we did this last year. Why don't we just do this shit again? And then even if you don't want to trade back to 2, you could trade back from 6 or 7, or maybe the Falcons that want to take a chance. Maybe the Falcons are like, I don't want Ritter, and we could. Maybe our team's good enough that we can give up those 1s for a couple years and a couple 2s and maybe Kyle Pitts or Drake London, one of those star guys or someone on defense, Jesse Bates, someone that's getting older, and maybe Grady Jarrett, maybe they want to make that jump and get Caleb Williams, and then you get a lot more in return. And you see what I'm saying?
I think Atlanta can make that.
Just think about the risk. Okay. Take my either a 3rd round pick and a quarterback that is supposed to be good, or an absolute overhaul that's going to set our team up for the future and a quarterback that's already good. Exactly. I feel like it's that simple, and I don't think it's. I would have traded the pick. Maybe the longer you wait, the more valuable it gets. But I feel like it's pretty locked. Like there's no. You can go watch a draft.
Honestly, I feel like the longer you wait, the more opportunity you have for that to, Caleb Williams.
What happens? What if he goes to the draft combine and shits the bed, and Drake May flourishes, and now and now they're like, well, either we're going to get the guy Drake May who flourished in the combine, or we're going to get the guy that y'all don't want, Caleb Williams, who we still think's a good quarterback.
Yeah. So they're supposed to make their decision within the next week. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and they need to. Bad.
Justin Fields is actually
shit my pants if Seattle fucking traded up, because that means we'd have to give up. We're at 16.
Yeah.
I could only
Justin Fields actually went on the St. Browns Brothers podcast. It comes out tomorrow, and they asked him why he unfollowed the Bears. And it was like a cliffhanger. I actually really want to watch it. I want to see what Justin Fields has to say.
Well, maybe he's like, I'm fucking coming to Detroit.
I don't think Dan Campbell's giving up on Jared Goff.
Dude, Dan Campbell is such the type of coach to have two different.
That's so
what,
true.
Jared Goff can't throw the fucking ball. Sin and justice. All right, the fucking shit.
You could see some two quarterback sets.
Literally,
he'd
have two of them sitting right here, confusing. They're like, which one is it going?
Which one's it going to? It's gonna be like the center's right there.
Yeah,
quarterback here, quarterback there.
Yeah, 4th and 3 to go to the Super Bowl.
And they have a Frank Ragnow who's good enough to throw that ball.
Oh, dude, it's not hard to direct snap.
He would. I mean, Dan Campbell could change the game of football doing that. You know,
it's not hard to direct snap. That comes from experience. That's easy. Oh, Dan Campbell's already changed the game of football. Live and die by the sword of Madden, which I love. MCDC, best head coach in NFL football right now. MCDC is the best. I love that guy. And if I played for him, I'd die for him too, and I would stick up for him too. He came up with the philosophy that we're gonna run it down your throat, we're gonna beat the shit out of you. When we get knocked down, we're gonna bite a kneecap off, we're gonna come back up, we're gonna keep doing it. On 4th down, if we want to go for it, we're gonna fucking go for it, no matter what the stakes are. And he did that all season, and it worked.
Yeah.
Don't shame the man because it is in his mind, it is live by that sword and die by that sword.
100%. I respect that so much.
And that is the most respectable thing ever. He is not going to change his philosophy and the way he built this team because that is the way he believes he'll win. Mm-hmm. He doesn't believe in that
down to earth person.
Exactly.
He told his guys it might be the one chance we had.
Yeah, and he doesn't believe in that overtime bullshit. Mm-hmm. We're gonna come out here and win the football game. Mm-hmm. And if we don't, guys, I'll take the bullets. He didn't blame anyone in that conference but himself. He said, boys, this is my decision. I'm going to take the bullets, but we're going to do this. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do it. And you can say whatever you want or not, but that dude's going to be a head coach for a long time, and he 100%. I don't know if it's with the Lions, but he will win a Super Bowl as a head coach.
Oh, yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind.
With that, yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. That dude, slam dunk, he put himself on the map, and thank God that we get him in football. I'm so glad that we get to watch MCDC on Sunday.
Listening to him talk, man.
And dude, just feeling this. I would love to be a Lions fan right now. Oh, this is how I know that feel. Like I know how we felt about Pete. Mm-hmm. Like when that dude and he is their Pete Carroll. Oh, yeah. We were nothing. He brought us to playoff games and a Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowls. That dude is everything, and he's gonna get a statue outside that stadium one year. I swear to God, that dude is the embodiment and the love of football. And dude, if you don't love MCDC, you don't love football, and you've never played football, and screw you. Screw you if you judge MCDC for living by the same sword that got him there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck you. MCDC is the fucking best. And I hope the Lions win a Super Bowl. I hope MCDC wins a Super Bowl. I don't care who he wins it with. He deserves one. I would love to see it.
The Lions.
If anyone deserves it, it's MCDC. Mm-hmm. I mean, that dude right there, he is a slam dunk.
Yeah, man, I wish the Browns had a coach like that.
Yeah, dude, no, it's when you get a coach that, like, as a fan, you can sit there and be like, you feel like he's talking to you and that he's going out there and doing it for you. It's different. Mm-hmm. It's a different feeling. You watch the games differently.
Don't be wrong. What Kevin Stefanski did this year.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal. But
when you got those guys out there and you can just tell that your players love them and that they'll do anything for them. I mean, and that's why, dude, you see me, I'm the most emotional motherfucker that you ever meet when I'm watching a football game. I'll put holes in the wall.
Yeah, I know. You did it in the draft.
Yeah, the draft. We drafted Devin Witherspoon. I put a hole in my wall.
In your door.
Because I was pissed. Because who did I want?
You wanted
I don't even
the
remember.
guy from Tech. No, was it him or Carter? Jalen Carter? Or,
it was any D lineman. Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter. Anyone, and we picked Spoon, and I was pissed, and I fucking boom. UFC that door. And yeah, dude, like it's when you get and I got to grow up with it, so it's the only thing I know. I mean, you talking about I was crying tears of joy when Blair Walsh missed that field goal in 2015. I was screaming like, dude, I'm passionate about that game. When you got a coach that you get to grow up with, and those. Dude, if you're a Lions fan, those kids Lions fans are going to be the most obnoxious piece of shit fans.
I tell you what, I have experienced that with Bob Stoops at Oklahoma.
And see,
Oklahoma.
It's a different type of feeling when you turn on that OU game, and that's why you get so pissed off. It's a different type of passion, and that's what they got with MCDC up there in Detroit.
I remember Stoops wasn't coaching; it was Lincoln Riley. Fuck him. In the Rose Bowl. 2018.
I love Lincoln Riley, so I'm not going to let this man shit on him.
I love Lincoln Riley, too.
Love Lincoln Riley.
Fuck him.
I understand, dude. And you see, let's talk about other sports, shall we?
Yeah, I mean,
you
go ahead, man.
Let's talk about some basketball.
Oh, actually, I got to finish my story about Bob Stoops.
Oh, yeah, Stoops. Go ahead, Stoops.
No, because it was 2018 Rose Bowl. We were playing Georgia. Nick Chubb, Sony Mitchell. We had Baker Mayfield, Heisman winner. We had a dominant offense. Mm-hmm. You know what Lincoln Riley does? He says, you know what? We got this Heisman quarterback here. Let's fucking run the ball. Let's just run the ball a whole lot. We got this lead. He squib kicks it right before halftime. 13 seconds left. You know what they do? They kick a field goal. You know how many points they win by? 2 points, actually.
Well, here's the thing with Lincoln Riley. He's the greatest offensive mind in football.
Oh, so. I completely agree. When it comes to football level, he is a phenomenal head coach. Or if you're offensively minded. But fuck that.
So, do you not have a favorite NBA team?
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Do you?
Yeah.
Have you been watching them?
No, I don't watch basketball.
You need to watch basketball.
Yeah, it's not my thing, man.
Because here's my thing.
It's not my thing. I keep track of it every now and then. I tell you what.
Do you want to feel the love of winning a championship? You want to feel the love of winning a championship? You want to feel the love? We're talking the second best team in the NBA this year. Top 3 in offensive proficiency and top 2 in defensive proficiency.
You've been saying since sophomore year.
When have I been?
Sophomore year. Coach.
Tell the people. What I've been saying since sophomore year.
Coach Rivers.
Let me tell y'all, we won 26 games this year, and the year after this we won 41. But tell them what I've been saying since sophomore year.
Coach Rivers' geometry class. You were saying that the Thunder were going to be at the top of the league and win it all.
And I said what? 2 years.
You said 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
You said
how long ago was that?
2 or 3 years.
2 to 3 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And now look. We have 37-17, second seed to the second best team in the NBA.
I didn't realize
the average age is 24. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an MVP candidate. Chet Holmgren's playing out of his mind, and Jalen Williams is also playing out of his mind. The Thunder are going to make a playoff run. And I'm going to go to some playoff basketball games.
Yeah,
a lot of them for a long time.
You know, I'm from Oklahoma.
I know. So you need to start
basketball.
You know what we need to do?
What are we gonna do?
You know what we're gonna do?
What we're gonna do?
Here's what we're gonna do. First round,
we're
gonna go game 1.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be in OKC.
Sounds good.
It's gonna be cheap tickets. You have to work $200 maybe.
Sounds good.
And we're gonna sit 4 seats away from courtside. That's why I love going to the games. So affordable.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go game 1.
You know, my first Thunder game, I was 5 rows back behind one of the goals.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are big.
This environment right here, it's like no other. It's called Loud City.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see something.
We're called Loud City, and we're called Loud City. This is legendary right here.
Yeah, I told you.
This is legendary. Oklahoma. This is legendary. You can wear this to the game, and everyone will be like,
"This is gonna be so small."
We're going. It'll be in April.
All right,
April.
Sounds
good.
Go. Sounds
and
good.
We're gonna hop in the car, and you might need to drive because. I'm 21. I'm gonna enjoy some adult beverages.
Yeah, no, of course, of course.
No. And it's a nice drive. And you get on the interstate.
Oh, I know how to get to Oklahoma.
Straight.
Yeah.
For 2.5 hours.
Yeah, no, I know.
Or not even hour and a half, maybe 2. And it's a left exit on the Boomtown Drive.
About 2.
In the Boomtown Drive, and then you turn onto Oklahoma City Thunder Boulevard, and then you're in the parking lot.
All right. Yeah. No. I mean.
Oh, we're going.
Deal.
No, we're going.
Yeah. No. Sounds great.
But I just want to know that I've been saying this and what have I been saying in our group chat? They've been talking all that shit.
They have been, man. They have been.
Shit. Where are the Dallas Mavericks?
I tell you what, though.
Where are the Dallas Mavericks? Let's talk about the Dallas.
I tell you what, though.
Shit about Luka Doncic.
Luka.
He's all right.
Luka's my favorite player just because of an inside joke between me and Jaden. What is going on here?
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing.
I just need to see the full.
Just press. I don't know, man. Just go there. Just go to ESPN. That's probably got it better. Yeah, there we go.
Where are 7 seed? They're talking all that mess, and they're not even ridiculous. Yeah, but like I've been saying, I told y'all we're gonna be watching a lot of Thunder basketball games for a long time. We're gonna see a couple championships.
There you go. We're
gonna see a couple championships, and it's crazy what I've been saying, and it just comes truth because I know my Thunder basketball, and I know this was destined to happen. We still have 18 first-round picks too. So if we wanted to trade for LeBron James to make that playoff push,
you just go for it.
We could trade for him and still have 11 first-round picks.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. That is wild. You know what I'm realizing?
What?
I got to watch Caleb Williams as a Sooner. Sorry, that was really random.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, I went to the Alamo Bowl.
That's cool.
And I got to see Bob Stoops coaching them. When
Lincoln
left
us. Yep. Stoops came back.
And Stoops came back. I got to watch.
Caleb said something. Didn't he say we were going to stay?
He said, he said he was going to stay too. And then he goes, which I respect. That's your guy. That's the guy you committed to.
That was obvious.
I respect that.
He wasn't staying and
no.
And then you go hire Brett Venables.
Yeah.
He's a DC.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, dude, he is not staying.
No, he's not. He's not. Yeah, no, Oklahoma. An era has ended at Oklahoma. But
how are those Oklahoma games? Those home games? They fun?
Oh my God, dude! You tell you what, I wish I was a student at Oklahoma because those games would be so much. That stadium is. Oh my God, that would be.
Oh,
awesome.
I can't wait.
That would be awesome.
Sweep them 4-0.
That would be awesome.
Sweep them 4-0. I'm gonna be like, you Tristan.
Man, I haven't seen basketball in a while, man.
Oh, dude, there's nothing like going to a Thunder game.
I've been to a Thunder game before.
There's nothing like going to a Thunder game.
You know, actually, I watched Trae Young at Oklahoma.
We almost got Trae Young that draft. I really wanted Trae Young, but I'm glad we didn't because we would not be where's Trae Young? Yeah,
right, 10. Yeah.
Oh man, I love to see it. It's so cool. Like when it's like I remember when I don't get it a lot, but I get it every so often. When my team is just the best in their respective leagues, it's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
When the Seahawks were running the NFL, that was a good feeling. When this is happening, this is a good feeling.
Yeah, I know.
So all the boys can talk as much shit as they want, but can they?
Yeah.
Can they really?
That's like me with OU football because it's been the dominator in the Big 12 for so long, and all my friends like Texas. It's like,
yeah, I'm a Tech fan, so
well,
at least they got something.
You know,
but we're winning the Big 12 as soon as y'all leave. We're just waiting on y'all.
I got you. Oh my! I went to the Texas Tech game in Austin.
When we won?
No, this last year. It was hilarious. We got there at halftime, and we're like, comeback season. The kickoff's a touchdown.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, yeah, guys, it's over.
I was watching. I was like,
it's over.
We beat them last year, dude. That was fun.
That was a good game. That was a really good game.
We beat OU too by the game-winning field goal, 51-48.
Yeah. You know,
that was the first time in Texas Tech history we beat Texas and OU in the same season.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I remember a game. It was back when Baker and Patty were both there. That was probably the best game I've ever watched on television.
I remember what game you're talking about. It was a shootout, right?
Absolute shootout. Yep. Baker threw for 500 yards, 5 touchdowns.
I miss Prime Cliff. Prime Cliff was fun to watch. Yeah. Our offense was real fun to watch.
Oh, I bet that. That was the only Texas Tech game I'd watch just because OU was playing them, right?
That's when I knew. I was like, Pat's going to Kansas City? I was like, oh, shit.
Dude,
I was like, how do they have the 10th pick?
How did they have the 10th pick?
I don't know if they had the 10th pick, but that's the only thing I remember wondering. I was like, Pat's going to Kansas City?
I was
like, he's going to win some games.
That was the Myles Garrett draft year, right?
Yeah, and then they were at 10. I was like, dude, I thought Pat was going to go. I thought he was going to go 2. I thought he was going to go 2 to the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, that would have made sense.
I thought he was going to go 2 to the Bears, but they had Mitch hired.
Yeah. I mean, Mitch wasn't terrible for a couple of years.
In college, he wasn't terrible.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl.
He did go to the Pro Bowl. 12-4 season, double doink season.
I mean,
they lost that fucking. They should have won that game.
They should have won that game.
They might even beat the Saints.
Yeah,
the Eagles only lost. They lost like what? It was Nick Foles was still playing, I think, and Alshon Jeffrey. Like it was like a pass interference on Alshon Jeffrey, and then it didn't get called when they lost the game. It was like 13-17.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember watching it. Like it was a close game. Like the Bears might have won.
Bears could have made a run there.
That was the pass interference.
That was the pass interference.
Nicky Roby Coleman.
Yep.
Put
Jared.
Or no, it was Hill.
Who was it? That was the craziest. Put Jared Goff in his first Super Bowl.
No, this is the game.
Yeah, it's the game.
I don't know where the passing. But yeah, no, that was that one.
That was the yeah.
And then, did you hear Jared Goff talking about it on the Pardon My Take podcast?
Mm-mm. Oh wait, I think I might have.
He's like, win the game. He's like, they had a chance in overtime. He's like, they had a chance in overtime. They could win the game.
Who was the guy? He was like, didn't call it, didn't happen. Who said that? He played on that.
No, it was. I think it was the corner. I think it was Nicky Roby Coleman.
Oh, I think
it
was
after the game, right? And he was like, "Didn't call it.
Didn't call it. Didn't happen."
I don't know.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh, shit, dude, I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because they asked Jared Goff, they're like, "Do you have any remorse for the Saints fans?" And he was like, "What? Fuck no." He was like, "I don't care." And he was like, "Win the game." He was like, "They had a chance at overtime, just like we did."
Oh, that's phenomenal. All right, folks. I think that's all we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. We're so excited to be back. And like I said, we're gonna try to expand here eventually, but we're working on football for now. So.